Now we have a wonderful event planned with 4 amazing presentations. All of these projects are in the Design for Common Good exhibition, which is fantastic. We all enjoyed First Friday there last night. Highly recommend you see that show if you haven't had a chance. And now I'd like to introduce Ursula Hartig, who will present Chimanga project in Ecuador.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Ursula Hartig. You know me already. I wanted to present you a project, a co-design build project, because various universities have been involved in this project. And within these various universities, various stakeholders, outside of these various universities, experts, community, organizations, I can't name them all. I want to name one of them who's sitting here at the table. It's Sergio Paleroni, who invited me to take part in this really extraordinary project. After the devastating earthquake from early 2016, an enormous amount of helpfulness arrived in the region of Esmeraldas, which is in Ecuador at the coast, close to Colombia. Various national and international, academic, non-academic, governmental and non-governmental organizations came to provide first aid, build shelter, and start reorganization. Amongst them, the Center for Public Interest Decide, Portland State University with Sergio Paleroni, Tokyo University with Akiko Okabe, and others. When you go to the exhibition at the Center of Visual Arts, you see a very beautiful timeline of all this, what happens between the earthquake stroke and the center was initiated. This is just a short version. After months of research, planning, and rising expectations by all these international experts coming to Chimanga, the people still did live in tents and nothing was built. The idea of designing a project that would be a manifested outcome of hope arose. Together with 2 young architects, Ataraya Atelier de Arquitectura, Lorena Burbano and Sebastián Oviedo, who worked as well in this region, these universities, like Sergio Paleroni and Akiko Okabe, they checked various options of possible interventions. The organization Opción Más was crystallized out to be one of the players in this game. Opción Más is a cultural organization giving classes in music, dance, theater, and much more. Their aim is to give children and the youth an Opción Más. That means another option to the drugs that massively infiltrate the village. The building they had rented before was completely destroyed, but they already provided assistance for the children after the disease, as you see on this picture. They had already bought a ground with the assistance of a foundation. Sergio and Akiko kickstarted the project process and involved me as a professor for design build at the Munich University of Applied Sciences to be involved. This is why I present more or less my vision of what we have done here. With the help of these 2 Ecuadorian colleagues, a set of workshops was organized to develop a spatial program and the special requirements of the building. As well, we had to develop a plan of how to divide the projects into 2 planning and building phases for the PSU and the MUAS, the Munich University of Applied Sciences, in order to get students into design and realization. So the first building phase was planned by students of the PSU with support of the civil engineer Jun Sato from the Tokyo University. And it was realized in September 2017 with students of the Tokyo University. MUAS started planning in October. The second building phase, supported by Marta Petenni from the PSU as well, and the Ataraya architects, was realized in spring 2018. After the building was finished, after the building, the students from the Moors finished, we took 1 semester to rethink and document their experiences. A part of an exhibition and a book, which is as well exposed in the exhibition. They edited this book, made this book, and they made a film, and I want to show it now as far as my time allows. I will follow you a little bit through this film. The students did this film. They interviewed various people as me, and I was a little bit explaining why this project is so special, because so many people are involved. And of course, the disease in Chamanga, so this really heavy earthquake in Chamanga just revealed the difficulties which were already there, which is no access to water, really big problems with waste, and the sanitation system was just not existing. So the first phase was built with students from the PSU and Tokyo University, and Sergio Pagliaroni guided them through this process. You see here Jun Sato from Tokyo University, who helped with this with the calculations of the statics. We started a design process at the Munich University, and we did some studies on bamboo, because we meant to build with a bamboo. So the students arrived in Chamanga, and it was really a very warm welcome. For most of the students, the first time that they are out of this out of their cultural zone. And Paul, he's referring to that he was really surprised about the warm welcome from Option Mass and the community, and they first showed us and performed what they then would like to rehearse and to teach to their children. And so we had already an idea what this center would be. And of course, discussing details and showing how the center at the end might look like if we were lucky to build it. The students explained the plans and had the first impressions of fresh cocoa. Students took over the building management mostly, so I just feel myself as a sort of helping them as a facilitator. Do you say that? I don't know. And all what they have designed before, they had to realize by themselves, organizing themselves. So some were doing all this calculations for the foundations, other were doing all the calculations for the walls or for the rest of the building. And so everyone had to take over a sort of responsibility for his own part of the project. And of course, we got enormous help from people on site, especially one guy called Mario. He was really there all the day and helped us out, despite his family said he should do something else, because it's, building on a building site as a craftsman is not what he's supposed to be. This is Mario. And yeah, he's talking about the great help Mario gave us. And we had the support of Fabian Urbano, which is on the second on the right. He's an expert in bamboo building, and sort of gave us a hard time, as he said, well, building with bamboo is artisan, but it's okay what you're doing. But we wanted to exchange with him, and he said, oh, well, I think you know what you do. You don't need my opinion about that, which was a little bit frustrated for us. This is a city where we live, so we couldn't be in Chamanga because there was no facility, and a bus drove us every morning to the building site where we had the opportunity to have the discussions, what we do this day on the building site. And as well, the way back was a sort of debriefing. We had wonderful meals cooked by 2 women of the organization of Opción Más. And of course, we have to have the way back to our hotel where we stayed about half an hour away. Following some impressions from the building site. So we had nearly all materials to deal with on the site. We had concrete, steel, bamboo, wood, clay. So nearly everything you can imagine, a part of glass. Yeah, this is the first part you see served very well as a shelter for us as well, and as a starting point to erect the second level. Working with bamboo is very exciting, but well, lessons learned. I have no idea about building with bamboo, even after this project, I have to say. The building plot was very, very small, so we had to occupy the whole street and in having all our materials stored there. And the work with bamboo, as you see, is really you need really knowledge, because you have to select every cane for its proper position. And so Fabian was much of a help to get this all done. You see the students now in the middle part of this building, which could be opened to the street, and so serves as an extended auditory. This is the finish of the roof of the whole building, as it was celebrated with the German Richtfest. So the youngest participant has to make a poem and has to recite this poem and has to drink after every end of one phrase a cup of wine. And it was really dangerous because there was an electric line in front of, and she was rescued by her carpenter mates. So these are 2 carpenters who were with us on the building site. And the glass did broke, so we had luck. I'm not so sure what he's talking about, but this is the opening ceremony. We had the luck to invite the German ambassador who lives in Quito. He celebrated with us the inauguration, and you see the doors wide open, the auditory extended, the stage perfect for performing. This is Mario, who get a certificate for working with us. He was really happy. We as well. Yeah, the people from Chamanga inaugurated this. There was the queen of, I wanted to have this. I tried to introduce what she is saying. So this is Sol, she's running this, the Chamanga Center, and she says, before we had no space, no proper space for the children, so the parents didn't want to give them to us, they had no trust. But now that we have this center, every day the children are coming, and the people have very much trust in us, and so we can really do wonderful things with them in this center, cultural center. We built it right hole it because it's really a problem there. One of the things that doesn't work so much. Yeah, these are just images of the center. So this is my the school, the university I was working with, and as to say, Portland State University, Tokyo, for Opción Más. Thank you. I could stop now.
No, you don't have to stop.
No? Okay. Of course, the music is missing. Music every day, everywhere. So maybe in difference to the other projects, or not to the project of chat, the focus of the projects we're doing is education, and to do these projects for people in need is a form of really educating students to how would you say, to get a plan what they can do, what they can achieve in executing architecture in their then future profession. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ursula.
Thank you.
Amazing collaboration. Win, 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 as we like to say. And now I have a very important task, which is my most important task, which is to thank Lisa Abendroth for the amazing exhibition and having us all here, doing such a beautiful job. Lisa, you've given all of us such a boost with this experience and the exhibition. We can't thank you enough. So thank you for all your hard work, Lisa. You're always wonderful to work with, Lisa. So I just want to point out these 4 projects are in the exhibition. I've got to say that it was very special to be looking at real projects, beautiful drawings, beautiful photographs. We've been living in a cocoon and looking at screens, and it's just wonderful to get back to real drawings, real models. So I highly encourage you to visit the Center for Visual Arts. The exhibition will be open till the 19th. It's really worth a visit. You really feel like you're out of your cocoon and really enjoying what we love.